And I think that in just a moment we'll be ready to get it started.
Awesome.
And Pheonifire obviously doesn't have a timer on their setup, so I'm running a timer for them. It probably won't be 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing. 3, 2, 1, go. And that will get us started. Should be in there.
They're both off?
They are both off. So timer, again, probably isn't going to be completely accurate. I'm running it for Pheonifire because his setup obviously does not have a timer on. Oh, I also totally forgot, but here, I'll do this. I forgot this yesterday, too. Here you go. I'm streaming to Discord now.
Oh, okay.
So you can get better real-time.
Got it. That sounds perfect.
Cool. So here we are. First game of the lower bracket of the small tournament. I think the lower bracket's going to be really interesting because there's a ton of players around similar skill levels. And I think that's going to be super awesome.
Very cool to see some strats from players that I haven't seen any runs from yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Pheonifire's been around for a while and has, you know, been posting a lot lately. You know, a lot of PBs and stuff, but never actually seen him play. So, lower bracket is best 2 out of 3 as well, yes. Correct.
I don't think, is it Bobakanoosh or Bobakanoosh?
I think it's Bobakanoosh. I'm not 100% sure.
Bobakanoosh, okay. I don't think Bobakanoosh has posted anything to SRC yet.
No, he actually, on the submissions for this race, or for this tournament, rather, he said that he had never completed a small run before and would learn the category for the tournament.
All right.
So, and their PB is already, like, sub 1 hour. So, you know, Pheonifire definitely a slightly more experienced player, but it's really cool to see people just picking up the game for the tournament. Like, I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And I think that from both of these players, we will see fairly normal World 1s. I don't think we'll see either of them going for Curve Bridge Cycle. I would be surprised to see that, I think.
Probably not in a race setting, no.
Yeah. Watched him do his first run on Monday. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing, actually. Both players now arriving on sliders. Pheonifire has taken 1 death on sliders. Bobakanoosh has taken a death, or not a death, but missed the jump on slopes. And now having a little bit of trouble with the slider strat. It's not a crazy roadblock once you've done it enough to get the muscle memory down, but until you do, it is an incredibly tricky strat.
Yeah, but he gets a nice little backup here, so we're on. We're moving on.
Yeah.
And we see Pheonifire going into Curve Bridge here. Stunting? What is he doing? I guess it's because he's not going to get first cycle anyway, right? Might as well throw in a little bit of swag.
Yeah.
That's actually awesome. I love that.
That is kind of amazing.
You have to wait for like a whole 6 seconds at the end of the stage anyway.
I guess.
Pheonifire throwing in some fanfare. That's awesome.
Fooling us into thinking going for curve bridge frames or something. I'm like, what is going on?
I mean, Bobakanoosh making his way down Curve Bridge as well. So not a huge gap between these players. Probably something like 20 seconds right now. No big deal. Pheonifire making his World 1 exit. Feels good.
Yeah.
And I think World 1, you know, fairly pedestrian, especially at like a, you know, mid to low level. So World 2, I think, is where we'll really get to see some fancy stuff from both players potentially.
Yes, until people are going for crazy cycles on Curve Bridge, not a whole lot of points of just absolutely murdering your run.
Yeah, exactly. So here we got Bobakanoosh making his way down Curve Bridge, finding his way to the end, perfect, and moving into World 2. So definitely not a super lopsided race out of World 1. You always love to see it.
Excellent. Doing pretty basic Eaton floor strats is what we would expect out of players going for relatively safe strats.
Yeah, definitely.
That Eaton floor clip can be absolutely killer.
No doubt, yeah. Right side is definitely kind of what you expect to see. I'm interested to see what he does on coaster here. Probably going to see the 2-frame strat, but we'll just have to see. And it looks that way. Hits the 60. Oh, does it pauseless? And he got it, swag.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The first, major, I think, strat that we've seen so far, like with a capital S. And he nails it, which is awesome.
There's something awesome about one frame used to set it up, and then the rest of the way you just carry it with good movements.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that was actually a really good play on Bumpy Check from Pheonifire as well. Not taking the best bounces early, but finds a way to back it up and still get out of there with a good time, which is always good, because that stage, you have to be able to think on your feet pretty well for it. So
very true.
It looks like Bobakanoosh going for some kind of right side coaster skip.
Yeah, this is not a setup I'm all that familiar with.
Me neither.
But...
Normally it's just go over the wall. But he's letting it rock. Oh, he's just going to take it.
Looks like, okay, he's going to be taking 10.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know, like, it seemed like he was going for a bounce off of the coaster. That seems incredibly risky for, like, what I can't imagine is a massive amount of time saved.
Yeah, no doubt.
But...
And he unfortunately takes a death at the end of the coaster as well there, so World 2 definitely throwing some punches right now, but hopefully Bobakanoosh can bring it right back. And we are seeing actually a very clean World 2 from Pheonifire so far, so that's always good to see. And Inchworms posing, no problem. Nice little neutral flick there. Notices that his setup was one that would get a lot of airtime, so very smartly throws in a neutral flick.
Yeah, showing his experience a bit, making sure not to choke any strats.
Yeah, it uses the pause strat on totalitarianism too, which I'm a little surprised to see. I think that trick is definitely a little trickier than it looks, so it's cool to see Pheonifire go for it and nail it. Gets the fast forward on alternative, nice. Yeah, so this was a really well played World 2 from Pheonifire here.
Yeah. And not even with, like, baby race strats either. Like,
yeah, no, like one pause coaster and, totalitarianism pause or two, like really, and the Inchworms strat, definitely no slouches there.
Absolutely.
Interested to see how World 3 goes here. World 3, we always talk about how it has a bunch of stuff that can trip you up, and I think this first stage here is definitely a good example of that. We see
yes.
I think the first actual death from Pheonifire this run so far.
I think there was one death on coaster.
Oh, sliders, I think.
Not sliders. Sliders, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not great with the stage names. I know what they look like.
Yeah. No, coaster got me there. Coaster got me there. You saying coaster started racking my brain. I was like, oh no, it was sliders. Like, I know what you're talking about.
I blame the fact that every streamer now is letting people rename their splits.
True.
So I no longer know what any stage is called.
Oh, we saw Bobakanoosh on the right side there go for the blue goal on Inchworms, and he actually had a setup that would have worked, but he was just a little bit too far to the left. And it looks like he's going to wait it out this time, playing it nice and safe.
Yeah. It was a really solid attempt, though.
Yeah, it was. It looked really good, just a little bit too far to the left.
Especially given that a lot of his other strats have been relatively basic. Going for that is because that is a deceptively difficult strat to get the correct timing and adjustments on.
No doubt. And I think it's also interesting to mention, Pheonifire went for the 3-frame dribble strat that shoots you straight into the goal, the 54 strat in 3 frames, rather than, I think at a low to mid level you expect to see the .18, the slower skip, quote unquote. But Pheonifire trusting his pausing.
The one that gives you the higher bounce?
Yeah, the one that bounces you on top of the dribble. But
going for the party ball manip on Mad Rings, too.
Right, yeah. Oh, goes for it twice and doesn't quite get there. I think if you're going to go for the party ball manip strat here, you got to really boost all the way down like he did that time. That one was a little bit better.
Yeah, that looked much cleaner.
Got to be a little bit more careful. Here we see Bobakanoosh making his way out of alternative, making his way out of World 2.
Yeah. I think he tried the fast forward first and then ended up going with the standard speed after just barely missing the timing.
Mm-hmm. So we see Pheonifire moving into the end of World 3 here. I'm really interested, actually, to see what he does on downhill. I think he probably just does the right side wall, in which case, it's a question of can he get it first try, and if not, it'll be interesting to see what strat he decides to pull out for it, because downhill is definitely one of those where you can use a variety of strats.
True.
He is going to go for the wall strat, and he nails it first try. Wow, that was perfect.
Excellently done.
Yeah, he used the timer cue perfectly and even adjusted to a not perfect angle at the end. That was just like a pretty textbook adjustment on downhill from Pheonifire there.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Bobakanoosh not getting tripped up by reversible gear, doing the entry strat, which is awesome.
Yep.
Definitely a stage that can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And
Yes.
Pheonifire cruising into World 4, sub 10 out of World 3, which is always good to see at any level.
Yeah, for a race time too, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt.
So stepping stones here. It's tough that without a lot of speed, you're not really going to give yourself an easy route because you have to be able to correct for occasionally ending up on the diagonals here. But
yeah, it's definitely a scary stage in that, like, you know, it feels safer to go fast, but going fast is also so scary. It's like kind of a catch-22 in a lot of ways.
Yes, exactly.
Always nice when people hit Giant Comb first try. I think that stage is unnecessarily scary in race settings. I think a lot of people get thrown off by that one. And it's one that where, like, your muscle memory, you know what to do, but it just sometimes can get thrown off.
So Bobakanoosh went for the pause strat, missed it, but it sent him straight backwards to the point where he could just tap the play button and then go play the level normally.
That's awesome. I didn't even see that.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Talk about taking what you're given when life gives you lemons.
Right? The ingenuity. He makes his way through, though. And here we see an interesting stretch of stages, again, where there's a lot of potential differences in the strats you choose to use on launchers, randomizer, and coin slots. So I'm interested to see what Pheonifire picks here. And he's doing ape launchers, actually. The 50 blue goal strat. I love that strat. I don't think enough people do it. Oh, but he party balls! Right as I say that.
This is probably the fastest blue goal setup, correct?
Yes, definitely. Ideally, that setup, the first one was a little bit better than the second because what you're trying to do is get a bunch of friction on the pole, and like it basically slows you down to the point where you just barely get up to the top and you don't spend much time in the air.
Sure, I see.
And he wasn't able to get a ton of friction on the second one, but the first one was actually a really good execution. He just unfortunately party balled.
Yeah,
And that is
it's
the
really
fastest.
tough.
It's the fastest strat on that stage aside from pauseless green goal.
It's really tough when you have to drop off on that stage because you can't even really see where you're dropping off unless you go really, really slow, and otherwise you just have to rely on the minimap.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
a skill within itself to be able to use that consistently.
No doubt. Oh, Pheonifire going for blue goal coin slots. Nice. Does he know his alignments? Yes, he does. Perfect.
Nice.
That strat is interesting. I feel like I should mention, in case anybody doesn't know in chat, that strat is interesting because there's a wide range of working frames from 36 to 30, but all of them play slightly differently. So you really have to be aware of what frame you hit and how to play it. And he went straight in on Arthropod. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I don't even go for that because it's really hard. Like doing the falling Arthropod strat and going straight in the goal, that was actually insane.
Yeah, it looked really tricky too because of the way that it bounced off the party ball a little bit before going into the goal.
Like most of the time, if I do that in a run, if you see me do that in a run and you ask me if it was an accident, chances are it was. That is a very difficult strat. Bobakanoosh actually kind of made quick work of the rest of World 3, not making any sizable mistakes past stepping stones. So definitely cleaning it up. And as I say that, commentators curse. I did that yesterday. I need to shut my mouth. I need to shut my mouth sometimes.
What are you doing?
Right? Brutal.
You're here to tell people what's happened. not try to predict the future.
True.
Commentators curse, man. Come on.
Pheonifire hits 28 on wormhole. Is he going to go for the 2-frame? He is. Oh, he paused the extra frame. Okay, that was actually really smart for safety's sake. There is a 2-frame setup on that stage instead of the normal 3-frame setup, and it uses a pauseless adjustment that's about a 7-frame range. But he chooses to actually throw in an extra pause for it, which is really smart in a race setting because the 2-frame adjust is very difficult. So, good call by him there, and very good save considering he missed the first 30-frame on wormhole. It's definitely backup knowledge gets you a long way in tournaments and in races in general. So. Knowing how to bail out of stuff is really, really important. Bobakanoosh, unfortunately, it doesn't look like he has a great setup for Giant Comb in mind, so he's looking a little indecisive and getting thrown off, but hopefully he can make his way through it here. Oh no, he's getting thrown off.
His first attempt looked pretty good. He just didn't go quite far enough to the left, and so he was getting clipped by the Yeah, this setup that he's using. If he just went a little further to the left at the end, I'm sure it would be working.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Giant Comb is definitely one that can be a killer in races if you're not careful for it. And I feel like we should mention Pheonifire, kind of shredding World 5 right now, actually. Like, really good strat play. He did the fast left side free fall, which saves a second and is very difficult, and he got it first try. He did straight into the goal on Jump Machine, the bead screen strat, wormhole pausing. He is actually shredding World 5 right now. This is awesome to see. And he gets a little clip on Zigzag because he's cute. Bobakanoosh makes his way out of Giant Comb.
Excellent.
The boss has been defeated.
It basically is a boss fight.
Yeah, Giant Comb is
definitely hateful enough to be a boss fight.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Looks like he's doing a slightly slower variant of Beehive here, where he's just playing it safe, going along the left side. Probably smart, you know, in races, just don't die is a good game plan.
True.
I'm interested to see if Pheonifire can finish up this World 5 as strong as he started it, because, holy moly, this World 5 is awesome. That was an awesome fluctuation. Holy moly.
It was.
That was a high 52.
Load nipping tower. Very interesting. Usually people will load nip zigzag slopes, right?
Mm-hmm. Makes me think it was probably an accident. He might have just messed up the menuing in between zigzag slope and tower and gone straight from zigzag slope, or like, you know how you go from jump machine to tower for the Lobanip?
Yep.
I think he might have gone from jump machine to toggle on accident and then just played toggle and fluctuation and then played. It brings you back to the first stage that you don't have finished, which would have been zigzag slope. So I think he might have just messed up the menuing in between, but it's not super costly anyway. It's the only mistake in his World 5, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did see fluctuation straight into tower, so I'm wondering if maybe he forgot to load manip zigzag slope, remembered it as he was playing it, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to load manip whatever.
Yeah, okay, you might be right.
Whatever it is, will save time over fluctuation.
Yeah, I think I might have just had the sequence out of order there. My mistake. Bobakanoosh landing launchers first try.
What are you doing here?
I'm interested to see if opera frames are going to come out. I think so, because he has been pretty aggressive with his pausing so far this run. And we do see the opera frames come out. This adjustment is very difficult. Hopefully he can nail it. Oh, he goes under. He's an under gamer, and he got it. Nice.
Awesome.
Under is that is a total preference thing. Me and Alice were actually talking about that yesterday. How that's a stage where you can either go over or under the bridge, and it's complete preference. And under is the way that he chose to do it, and it worked out for him.
Under the bridge does look super awesome, just because no other, like most of the pause list setups anyway, don't get you anywhere near the amount of speed you need to go underneath it. Like
True.
That, so.
True. We do see an exit game that loses about 4 seconds each time you do it. That's the first time either player has exited game this run, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And I believe this is Bobakanoosh's first use of a pause strat here on coin slots, using the 5706 to get in the green goal.
Solid stuff. So, Pheonifire having a little bit of trouble with tiers.
Yeah, I saw him party ball on the first attempt. I didn't catch the second attempt. I was looking at Bobakanoosh's screen, I believe.
Yeah.
He gets through it. Okay, he gets through it. We're moving on.
The tilted wire on that stage can be incredibly tricky.
Yeah.
Especially in a high-pressure race setting.
No doubt. It takes a lot of... When you start to mess up the adjustment at all, it takes a lot of touch to recover it, so...
Very true.
So we see another exit game here on Cliffs. Not a huge mistake, again. Only 4 seconds each time you do it, but, you know, that is turning nerves, I think, more than anything. We saw WR1 yesterday exit game 4 times in his first run, so I think it just, sometimes the nerves can get a hold of people.
Yeah, well, it's also, too, that just the relief from hitting a strat and then, like, suddenly having to make a quick movement.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, particularly when you have the turning nerves, as you said, be very, very unfortunate.
Yeah. So we see him go for the 51 green goal strat on Detour there and nails it, which is awesome. That's definitely a bit of a tricky falling strat, but I think he has a cue that he really likes for it, so he made it happen. Oh, we see an exit game from Bobakanoosh. I guess he doesn't know about the remenu to stage select, so his exit game being a lot more costly. Somebody will have to tell him about the exit game.
Back in it, though, right over at arthropoding.
He's back in it. He's arthropoding. And he is using the pause strat. Oh, I think he... I don't know if he knows what the frame is. I think he's got it. 51, yeah.
He's got it, though. 51,
yep,
right?
51. Yeah, that's the one. Nice.
Excellent.
Cool. Working right out of World 4 he is. And we see Pheonifire entering World 7 here. World 7, definitely a tough one at all levels. So, hopefully he can nail... Oh, that's a good-looking clip. If his movement... Wait, no way. No way. That looks really good.
Like a spiral bridge?
No way!
That
what?
Is phenomenal.
I could, like, the whole way. I was like, that looks really good. That looks really good. And it was really good the whole way. That's crazy. I think that's probably the first time we've ever seen a 33-level player hit that in a race. Probably ever.
With all the pressure on the line.
Right? That's so crazy. That's the highlight of this race so far. No question. No question. That was amazing.
The quick pause on obstacle, too. Very
Right?
cool.
I don't... Dude. I'm still getting myself back into it. I'm sorry. I need a couple stages to recover here. That was so crazy. Oh, man.
In case Glock's reaction didn't tell you enough, first cycle spiral bridge is not an easy strat by any means. The movement is incredibly precise going up the hill, and it's rather an orthodox movement too, but in order to give yourself enough of a window, you pretty much have to get a pretty decently sized clip up off of the bottom of the bridge.
Yeah, it's really like a multi-part step where you need a good clip, good movement, and a good ending. So he got the good clip, and I was like, that's a good clip. And he started moving well, and I was like, that's really good movement. And then he took the ending properly, and I said, no way! Because it was textbook. Like that, it was not... A lot of the time you'll see when people aren't like amazing at that strat, you'll see ones that just barely get there. But that was like, no doubt, all the way. It literally looked like a top player did it. That was amazing. I can't overstate how awesome that was. And, you know, I'm seeing this mentioned in chat right now, and I have to definitely concur. I'm almost certain that this is PB pace for Pheonifire right now. This run is awesome.
Would be very surprised if it wasn't, because
Yeah.
this is an amazing run. Bobakanoosh.
Bobakanoosh struggling a little bit with melting pot here. He definitely struggled a lot with free fall as well. Oh, he's out.
The
He's out.
boost pattern that you need. All right, good backup.
Yep.
But the boosting pattern that you need on Melting Pot is rather misleading because of the way that the stage moves beneath you. So being able to back that up in case of difficulties is a good skill to have.
Yeah, no doubt. That was also really good by Pheonifire there, doing the red goal hold up strat into like the first bracelet to last bracelet strat. I don't even know what to call it. 48 basically.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. He hit it first try, and he is putting together a monster of a World 7 right now. After having a really good World 5 and a pretty decent World 6 too. So he's in really good shape, I think, right now. Double Spiral, he's choosing not to go for the skip. Probably smart, especially on a pace this good.
Yeah, you can hardly blame him.
Yeah. Double Spiral is a very, very difficult skip, and the reward for it is, you know, it's only a reward if you get it first try. So definitely
Exactly.
trying to play it safe. Cannot blame him one bit. He's out of World 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
World 7.
He's moving into World 8. That is crazy. He's playing very, very well right now. You have
He
to,
really is.
You have to believe. So I'm interested on
Setup
pistons
for
here.
Jump Machine is apparently hitting the bottom bar that actually sticks out and holds up the goal. But
Oh, no,
eventually he's
yeah.
got the
That's
other.
definitely something you got to be careful for on that stage. Oh, Pheonifire falling into the piston there and chooses to just retry instead of trying to save it. Not a terrible idea, because oftentimes trying to save it is just a losing effort. This-
Yeah. The adjustment's difficult to make, and even if it does, like, the amount of time that you spend flying through the air is time you'll never get back.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm really interested to see the strat decisions in World 8 here, because you have a lot of stages like Momentum, Entangled Path, Vortex, where there's a lot of stuff you can do, and it's especially on a good pace like this, which Pheonifire has to know he's on good pace right now. I'm interested to see what he decides to do. Looks like he's going to do movement on Momentum here. Very difficult strat here. No way! Oh, it was so close.
Aw,
He did his up left
that
just a
was
hair
incredible.
early.
Try it again.
That was just a very, like, just a hair early. And he decides to just pause on Momentum on the third try here. Probably smart, just playing it safe. Again, he's on very good pace right now, so he should probably keep that as long as he can.
Absolutely.
Entangled Path is also going to be interesting to see. I think he does go for, like, the normal pauseless Entangled skip. We are going to see it come out here. Decent looking setup. Wow, he lands at first try. Exit games, but you can't be upset about that.
That is definitely one of the stages where you can get it first and then get an exit game and be like, I don't even care. I got it. It's all good. We can
Right?
move on."
Exactly. You see Bobakanoosh making his way out of World 5 here. Looking good. Looking great. Oh, he's going for the one pause vortex.
Get your wave to II for a bit.
Pheonifire going for one pause vortex. He gets it on the third try. He hit the 93 twice, but he gets the 95 on third try, and he gets the boosting proper. Nice.
Nice.
It's definitely an awesome new age vortex strat, as opposed to the old 2-frame strat. You can now do it in just 1 frame, which is awesome. Does he go for fast trampolines as well? I'm interested to see. Okay, he doesn't go for the full first cycle, but he gets the major skip, which is important. Getting a 50 there is really the bare minimum, which is awesome.
Bobakanoosh with the first cycle combination.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was actually...
For a relatively new player, that is not necessarily an easy strat to get down very consistently.
Yeah.
But it looked pretty clean.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I really feel like we can't mention enough here that Bobakanoosh literally learned this category specifically for this tournament. He has never played Monkey Ball speedrunning before. So, a darn good showing, if I may say. Pheon taking an unfortunate death on Swing Shaft and then another exit game. He's definitely had some menuing issues. You got to imagine it's just the turning nerves coming through.
One would think so, yeah.
But he's still putting together a pretty solid World 8 here. He hit Entangled Path first try, you know. He's had some unfortunate deaths, but for the most part, he's doing okay.
Bobakanoosh coming down towards the end of Opera here. I can understand not wanting to go for the hold-up skip on the last platform because losing that does lose you so much time and coming all the way back down from the again.
Yeah, Pheonifire nails warp frames first try. That is awesome. I didn't even think he was going to go for those, but he not only does he go for the warp frames, but he gets them first try, which is awesome. That trick is one that throws off top runners as well. Nice, land serial jump first try. That trick is definitely way more difficult in tournaments than it is in RTA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're trying to hit such a tiny gap, it can be really difficult. Whoa, gets a little clip on the end of cross floors, trying to scare us a little bit, trying to give us a bit of a heart attack.
Trying to give himself a heart attack.
Oh, we're seeing Bobakanoosh go for a little cliff skip here as well. Definitely not something you would expect to see from somebody who's only been playing the game for, you know, a few days. It's a minor skip, but it's a skip nonetheless.
Yeah. The air boosting it takes to get around that first wall isn't necessarily trivial.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that takes a little bit of consideration. So, interesting, not only that he chooses to go for it, but also that he got it. It's pretty awesome.
Good stuff.
Whoa, big clip on chip pipes, but he doesn't die. These World 9 stages, he's trying to make them as scary as possible for us.
Bobakanoosh with the boosted narrow peaks. I like it.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. I don't even do that.
The timing on the adjustment for the hold-up strat can be kind of tricky, so just going back and getting the extra boost is a fantastic idea, particularly for consistency's sake in a race.
Yeah. Alright, so we got Guillotine pausing coming up, I'm sure. If he pauses Warp, he definitely pauses Guillotine. He is doing the 40 setup. Hits the second frame, and the third. Pending. He's got it. Nice. First try Guillotine. His pausing's actually been very impressive this run. Getting
yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, he got, just to recap some of them, he got Dribbles first try with the 3-frame strat. He got Guillotine first try, Warp first try, and he got Spiral Bridge cycle. That's not pausing, but holy moly, that's just crazy. That's just crazy.
Let it never be said that these pausing players don't have the movement to back it up a lot of the time.
Right?
And, Pheonifire is one of the players with the movement to back it up, clearly.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, if you asked me how many...
Look at that
how
twin
many...
basin, too. That was so clean.
Wow, yeah, he did 53 basin. That's awesome. Holy moly. Wow, Pheonifire. He's really impressive. I think he just needs to get his consistency up a little bit on some of these strats, but his strat play is very high level, and he's actually executing a lot of the harder stuff at a really high level. Yeah, if you had asked me prior to this tournament how many winners round 1 matches in lower bracket would have Spiral Bridge cycle in them, I probably would have told you 0, but we're in the first one and I'm already wrong. So that is crazy. And he's out of World 9, going into World 10, sub 30 into World 10. I don't know if this is PB pace. I don't know how strong his World 10 gold is, but I think it's theoretically doable.
Given the amount of pause strats that he's had everywhere else, like just on the level of strat play, I would not be at all surprised if this is PB capable.
Yeah, I think he goes for about as high level of a World 10 as you can go for.
Did he start 6.5 seconds into the timer? Okay, well, we will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I know there's bound to be a bit of delay no matter what happens, but see how gimmick frames end up turning out.
I don't know what happened there. I think he hit the frame set he was looking for, didn't he? The 83, 78, 11. It looked like he hit the frame set he was looking for, and he threw in an extra frame at the end that threw him off.
Not sure. Might be trying to pause the adjustment just for consistency's sake,
Yeah,
but even then
be.
you'd think that you'd just let it play out and try to save it, but...
Yeah, it looks like he is pausing for consistency on the adjust, like you said, and it works out for him the second try, but didn't the first try, so definitely interesting decision there. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off the first try, but it's just interesting to see the small decisions that people make. Like, I know, some of the Japanese runners have used safety frames on Invisible, actually, like a 4th safety frame to make that stage more consistent at the end. So it's interesting to see those little decisions that the players make. And obviously, World 10 is the nervous zone. It is so easy to get nervous and throw yourself off in World 10. So it's important, he did take quite a few ugly spills on Gimmick, but that is going to happen, and it's something that you just have to bounce back from.
Going for the fastest possible disorder strat.
Yeah, he's throwing in a lot of these like really high level movement strats. He decides to take it a little more, a little safer on the second try, which is understandable, but going for it once, can't fault him for that. Got to try and swag off at least once, right?
Absolutely. Going for a pause on 3D maze here too. Looks like the setup is correct.
Yep. Gets the adjustment perfect. That was very well executed. And now we get into the really difficult pause section of Labyrinth, Postmodern, and Invisible in 3 of the next 4 stages. But his pausing has been very impressive in this run thus far, so hopefully he can keep it up.
Mm-hmm. Very cautious pausing too.
Yeah.
Race pausing even.
Definitely. He was on 50 and he had to hit 48, so that 1 frame buffer is definitely really scary. He misses it again there. 1 frame buffers can definitely be the death of you, especially in World 10.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 31 on this one. Gets it. 1 more frame to go. And it looks like he's got it. Cool. So moving on from Labyrinth. That's awesome.
What is Pheonifire's PB, by the way?
33.47. So I think it's unfortunately a little out of reach from PB, but he can play well within a minute of his PB if he finishes strong here.
Yeah.
Here we see another 4 pause strats. He's got the first 2, which in my opinion are the hardest 2. Moving on to the last frame. Looking for 41, and he's got it. Nice. First try Postmodern after bouncing back on Labyrinth. That is huge.
Excellently done.
He's putting together an awesome World 10 here so far.
Yeah. Bobakanoosh struggling a little bit with the flock pause. I think that this is the tightest window he's gone for in terms of pause strats so far, but
Yeah.
I think he got it this time.
And does he get the adjust proper? Oh, he uses a safety frame for the adjust. Oh, it doesn't work out.
Okay,
he
so
at
it looks
least
like he's
lives.
just going to let the platforms carry him back.
Yeah, he lives. It's better than nothing. Pheonifire with another exit game. I think that's maybe the 6th or 7th exit game so far this run, which obviously you hate to see, but like I keep saying, it really is those turning nerves. They can go crazy.
Yeah, and going into World 10 with a pace like this is enough to make you nervous on its own. But
Yeah, exactly.
You know that all the eyes are on you. That make it that much worse.
Yeah, it's like you can be in the privacy of your own... Wow! You know how I just said that the JP players often use a safety frame on Invisible? He chooses to do the same thing there, so I'm a bit of a prophet, I guess. Yeah, getting into a pace like this in the comfort of your own room is scary. Doing it, in front of everybody in a race setting is terrifying. We're going to see Created by pausing here to try and finish out the run. It looks like he's got it?
Yeah, it's looking good. incredibly solid stuff.
And with crazy strat play too. Like that is this is not like for someone with a 33 in their PB, this strat play is not I'm gonna take it easy for a race strat play. This is all out. I'm gonna go for everything from the looks of it.
3, 2, 1, go. Starting my timer again, probably a little bit early. Yeah, again, probably about a 6-second delay just between, stream latency and OBS latency. But there's nothing I can do about that. Pheonifire doesn't have a timer because he doesn't have a capture card, so I'm doing my best, okay? Wow, Pheonifire exiting game on simple. And Bobakanoosh takes the lead.
Let's go.
Oh, game score. Thank you so much. I definitely forgot. Pheonifire is up 1-0. Thank you so much for whoever said that. Dirude. He exit games again! Oh no! The double exit game to start the run. Bobakanoosh running away with it.
Well, he actually had a death on Hollow, so he's still slightly behind.
Oh no!
But only ever so slightly. We've got a race on our...
Yeah. Hopefully Pheonifire can polish out some of these exit games.
Relayer is asking the chat if the slower runner can still finish it out. I believe that that's the case. I think Bobakanoosh chose not to finish.
Yeah,
this
you
run,
can.
but
Yes,
I don't think
the
we're
slower
gonna be
runner,
cutting
unless
people
we're
off.
on an absolute time crunch, which shouldn't happen in any scenario, the lower place runner can finish their run if they'd like to. Yes.
Yeah, because we've been leaving like a 2-hour time block for these. Right?
Yeah, like we're playing with absolute worst case scenario for the time slots. Like this time slot for this race is 5 to 7, and it is not going to last that long.
Yeah.
So yes, feel free to finish all your
It
races.
expires, but not. Absolutely crazy stuff.
Exactly. I'm also, of course, dying to see if he can get Spiral Bridge twice in 2 races. That would be insane.
Yeah. Absolutely would.
So we'll see if Pheonifire is able to polish up the mistake that he made on sliders last run, get his revenge on that. That'd be nice.
Very true. And we'll see if Bobakanoosh can hit the slip strat on this go around.
Oh, he got it. Nice.
More promising.
Wow,
Very
yeah.
nice.
That was close, but he does manage to get all the way up this time. That was awesome.
Excellently done. We're seeing improvement from run to run. It's
Exactly.
good to see.
That is what you want to see. Good looking slider skip here as well. He just takes another little bounce for safety. Another little bounce for safety.
For that particular backup, that was pretty clean, too.
Yeah, that was actually very well played for the situation he was in. We see Pheonifire on curve bridge. Is he going to swag out again? Yes, he is. Just doing a little swag movement at the beginning because there's no reason not to. He's not going for first cycle anyway. He might as well.
I really, I really adore that. Just messing around in the starting platform a little bit because just to stop the temptation from going for the clips, right? Because I feel like even if you're a runner who's not even gonna bother with it, like it's so tempting.
It really is.
As you're like on pace to try to go for clips. So just by going for that bit at the beginning and just messing about a bit on the starting platform, you're no longer even tempted because you know that there's no chance.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just putting yourself in that mindset of like, yeah, I'm taking second cycle. What of it? Like, it's just very comforting.
Like you can see here, Bobakanoosh's movement isn't terrible. Like he made this like in such a way that if you weren't properly trained, you would think, oh yeah, I might be able to make this cycle.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
it's just such a tiny little gap.
So another thing, it's so easy to compare run to run, but it is going to be interesting to see if Pheonifire, with the amazing World 2 and 3 he had last run, it's going to be really neat to see if he can put it together again this run with a really good early game like he did last run.
Very true. I'm looking forward to seeing this one pause coaster again.
Oh yeah.
Very cool to see.
Ooh, Bobakanoosh with a nice right side Eden floor there. He gets 58.
Yeah,
He doesn't
got a
know the
little bit of
adjustment for
flip on it.
58. 58 is tricky. There is an adjustment for it, but it is very tricky. So definitely no fault of his for not knowing it. It's definitely a higher level adjustment to learn, and he does get it second try. Wow, very consistent with that pauseless window.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see Bobakanoosh's crazy coaster strat come to fruition here.
Oh, he's going for it again. Looks like he's got to line up to the platform. Oh, it looked like it, darn.
Close.
Oh, he's going over the wall this time.
For it again.
Oh, a little too far. Overcorrected. And just like last run, chooses, maybe it's just not my bag. Plays coaster slow on the third try. Yes, 42 guy. There's no problem with that.
Pretty solid gravity slider here, too. Hardly any rolling on that one. Jeez.
Yeah, that was beautiful. We're going to see another inchworm setup here. He did get it super clean last run. Looked really comfy, no doubt about it. And this one also looks really, really good. Oh, a little sketchy at the end, but he does a very good pullback. That took a lot of... definitely, you can see the practice and the knowledge coming through on stages like that.
Yeah, it's very difficult to react to a weird clip there, so you do need to be able to tell what it is as quickly as possible.
Yeah, he went for the pause strat on totalitarianism, was actually a few frames late, but he adjusted perfectly to just get the normal pauseless strat, which is pretty sweet. Definitely good to see, because you lose very little time by doing so. He's going for alternative frames, hits the 0-1, there's no backup for that, so he just decides to bail out into the fast forward. Smart play. Definitely the right play in that situation. There is an 0-1 backup now, because Peter found it, but it is absurdly difficult, I should mention. Barely gets the fast forward cycle.
Alternative frames last run?
No, he didn't go for frames last run. He just hit the fast forward last run.
I'm thinking he might actually be going for faster strats this run. Like, actually just going all out trying for a PB.
I think, with that showing he had last run, why not? Strike while the iron's hot, right?
Absolutely. Especially with a first try organic form here.
Yeah, that was solid too. Mid 51 is definitely, you're never upset to see it. Like the dream is 52 plus, but mid 51 you're never upset with.
Yeah. I think at this point he might be, it's possible that he's on even better pace than he was before.
I think he is actually, yeah. World 3 is going to be a big decider in that as well, because he did play a very good World 3 last run.
Mm-hmm.
And Stepping Stones actually was a stage that impressed me with his last run, because he played the stage excellently last run and almost got a 50 on it, so it'll be interesting to see if he can come close to matching that. This looks like a mid 49? Yeah, 49.3. Solid.
Yeah, he got a really high clip off of one of the earlier stones, so getting another 50 would have been tough, but...
Yeah, we see Bobakanoosh making his way down inchworms. Definitely, I think just choosing, seeing what worked last run and what didn't, and deciding to stick with the safer stuff. Compared to
he did actually go for fast footworms the first try. And he got pretty close once again, but he ended up going for the safer strat after one unfortunate demise.
Ooh, wow, very nice totalitarianism, actually. That was really good. That was like the proper puzzle strat. That was awesome.
Yeah. Good look and movement for only having practiced for like a week or so, yeah.
He's looking good through World 3 here, though, and Bobakanoosh getting ready to make his way into World 3, just taking the play button on alternative. Probably the smart play. Take it nice and safe.
And that was first try Mad Rings, right?
Yeah, the last run he definitely died there a few times. Yeah. Bobakanoosh does have a PB. It's just under an hour. I believe it's 55 minutes. Bobakanoosh's PB.
Does Bobakanoosh run on emulator? Or...
Yes, he does.
Okay, because I was going to say, the video feed looks a little too good to be running on consoles.
No, he just has a $1,000 capture card.
Oh my gosh.
Got a frame meister.
The rest of us, we got to step up our game. Holy cow.
All right, we got downhill coming up. He nailed this last run. I'm really interested to see if he can get it again, because it's arguably the most difficult strat in World 3. Oh, so close.
You basically have no leeway at all with the way that the goal is positioned on that platform.
Yeah.
He does get it second try.
He gets a second try, which is huge. And this is definitely better pace out of World 3 than he was on last run. So early game, definitely stronger. Hopefully his late game and mid game can be just as strong as they were last run, because the World 7 and World 5 last run particularly were amazing. So it'll be really nice to see. Yeah, Bobakanoosh has only been playing for a week. That is true. That is a correct statement. Stepping Stone's looking a lot cleaner this time than last time, which is nice. It's really cool to see like the adaptations and changes made in between runs, especially at a lower level, because those are the kind of decisions that make a big difference.
Looks like Bobakanoosh is going for the pause strat again. See if he can
Does.
nail it this time.
Oh, he unfortunately gets the unpause while he was just a couple frames away.
Pretty clean giant comb from Pheonifire.
Okay, he's got the 16 frame. Uses a safety frame. Okay. He's got on top of the dribble. Now he just has to adjust to the goal. Oh, he's got too much sauce. A little too much speed. I think
So
actually
close.
it's probably worth mentioning to any newer players who are watching the type of pausing that Bobakanoosh is doing here, where he's pausing in between to kind of gauge his position, oftentimes can hurt you more than it helps you, because just playing it fluidly and getting a feel for how your ball is actually moving can be a lot better than, you know, pausing just to see where you are, because you don't really understand how fast you're moving or any like your angle or anything. So I think that kind of rapid pausing for positioning's sake is possibly a little bit overrated, I guess.
Or at the very least, it's a skill within itself to rapid buffer properly.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. He's taking the dribbles a little bit quicker this time, at least, than last time. He's definitely sneaking under some of these that he was waiting out last time. And
Also worth
Pheonifire...
mentioning- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go, you go.
Okay, all I was going to say is that usually when you see rapid buffering applied to runs, it's in the case of like going over thin wires or something where you can gauge exactly where you're going a lot easier. Was that
He just nailed green goal launchers pauseless. Like, that was a perfect pauseless green goal launchers into exit game. I think Pheonifire's biggest issue that I've noticed so far is the exit games. Really, he's been having a bunch of menuing issues, but he's landed so many difficult strats first try, like green goal launchers and spiral bridge. He is just crushing it right now.
Looking real good. There was something else you were going to say before I interrupted you?
No, I was actually going to say he's going into launchers, and I was curious to see if he was going to go for the blue goal strat that he did last time, and hopefully he'd be able to nail it first try. But he decided to go for green goal instead and make me look like a dummy.
Bobakanoosh with the cleanest glitch goal you've ever seen in your life on bad rings. Like, that party ball bit him back out perfectly.
Pheonifire, I was talking about earlier how this blue goal strat requires you to align on certain parts, and he is aligning a little bit too far to the left. Like, that one looks a little bit better. Yeah, then he gets it that time. But the first two, I could tell at least, he was aligned a little bit too far left and ended up getting squashed by the goal, unfortunately. But cleans it up for the third try, and that's okay.
So for these pause strats that are going for blue goal, is it just that it hits the tape on an earlier cycle than it does for the green goal pause strat? Because since the green goal's closer, I would think it'd be faster, but...
The blue goal, if you do the strat properly and get the friction you're looking for, it's a pauseless strat. And if you get the friction you're looking for on the blue goal strat, you end up getting a 50.5 on the timer. Whereas the green goal strat, you get like a mid to high 52 with 2 pauses. So it's kind of 6 here, half a dozen there. It's really close between the two on which one saves time. If your pausing is good, pausing green goal is probably faster. But if your pausing isn't amazing, then definitely just going for pauseless blue is the way to go.
I see.
Pheonifire messes up the pauseless arthropod trick a couple times, decides to bail out and just do the frame. Probably the right call. Makes his way out there.
Got it really cleanly last time, but
Yeah.
that is not an easy strat by any means.
Yeah. He did the cleaning the goal last time, too. I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
So we got Bobakanoosh cruising into World 4 here. I think he's on much better pace than he was last run as well, which is really good to see. Hopefully...
I think I remember last time, at least in regards to Pheonifire, that Pheonifire was out of World 4 before Bobakanoosh made it there, so...
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is better pace, because I think Pheonifire's pace is somewhat similar to what it was last time.
Yeah, I think he's, maybe 30, 40 seconds behind where he was last run. And this is a big one here, because Bobakanoosh died on Giant Comb a hefty handful of times last run. Hopefully he can nail it first try here. Nice! Just barely sneaks through there. That setup is definitely a little bit scuffed looking, but it gets the job done, and that's all that matters.
Not really what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and Pheonifire again hits the 2-frame wormhole and chooses to use the 3rd frame like a safety frame, and that's just, it works out again for him. 2 for 2 on that. Bobakanoosh.
Yeah, for a beehive strat that doesn't skip over the holes in the middle, that's a pretty solid beehive.
Yeah, no doubt. And Pheonifire 2 for 2 on a like deceptively difficult freefall strat. I think you will see top players die very often on that freefall strat. So kind of cool. Kind of cool to see him go 2 for 2 on it, because that's not an easy strat by any means.
Yeah, the instant retry after missing the goal on oh gosh, Melting Pot should give you an idea of how impressive it was for Bobakanoosh to fix it last run, because that is not an easy thing to fix like in time for it to be worth not just immediately resetting that.
Yeah, by no means. Going for the pause strat on beat screen, he's got the 83, now he just has to hit the adjustment. It is definitely a really lenient adjustment, but it can still be really tricky, so hopefully he can nail it. And he does. Beautiful.
Gets right across, good stuff.
Yeah, Bobakanoosh lining up a launchers here, just going for the safe second cycle. Take his 41 or 43 or so. And he's got it. Perfect. Plays it nice and safe, but gets it first try.
You can tell he's studying the minimap on that one.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Watching the goal, wait until it's right underneath him.
So, Pheonifire gets the correct menuing this time, skips over zigzag slopes. That might add some credibility to our theory last time of forgetting to menu it and then just menuing tower instead.
Yeah, tower is a killer in races. Can't be overstated. We saw it yesterday. WR1 got kind of owned by tower. Hopefully Pheonifire can bounce back and get a second try. Ooh, he's moving a lot in the air. That's one thing that you can't really do on the stage. If you move too much in the air, you're moving the party ball a lot and you're moving the camera a lot. It's really hard to tell exactly where you are and where the goal is. Looks like he's going to take a safety bounce on the next try here. Probably smart. Yeah, and he's out of there. Definitely gets bullied a little bit by tower, but he's fine.
Yeah, that stage is so much more difficult than a lot of other freefall strats. Like, for example, freefall, where you are, for one, falling down at a more direct angle, but two, like, tower has the bottom sort of base level of the tower sticks out, and you can ping off that edge of the trapezoid there very easily. So you have even a smaller window than you would be normally.
Yeah,
You're
it's like
forced to choose between that dastardly edge and the party ball.
Yeah, it's a tough, like, what's the word? Like rock in a hard place that you're in between. It almost reminds me of Entangled Path, how there's that little lip in front of the goal that you have to barely get over that lip, but still not hit the party ball. It ends up being like, it looks like a wide window, but it's deceptively small.
That is a great comparison, yeah.
And I think that it's interesting. You know, you mentioned freefall compared to tower, and I think it's interesting. They're both in World 5, and I think most players would agree that those two are probably the two hardest tricks in World 5. And it's funny because it's two falling strats that they look so similar, yet they feel completely different. And they're also, I would argue, the two hardest stages in World 5.
Yes, unless you go for something ridiculous like pauseless wormhole, I'd say that those
are I mean, that's not hard. It's just random. So we see Pheonifire coming into World 6 here. He definitely had a solid World 6 last run. I think he had some troubles with tears, but other than that, it was a really solid World 6. So it'll be neat to see if he can clean it up again here. Takes a big bonk on punch seesaws after taking a death, but he's okay. He's moving on. And he got Opera first try last run as well, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get that again. A little late on the frame there, just a quick retry. Hopefully we can get to the 25 here. What is he? Oh, he knows his 23 backups, it looks like. Oh, that's a difficult adjustment. Oh, yeah, that adjustment
was and he really almost made it, too.
Yeah. That adjustment was crazy difficult looking. Bobakanoosh getting a little bit bullied by freefall here, but that's okay. He can make it happen. It's definitely a difficult falling strat, especially for newer players. It looks like he's going to play it a little bit safer here. Move along the wire and drop down in. Nice. He's got it.
Excellent.
Here we see Opera from Pheonifire. Oh, yeah, that adjustment is so difficult, especially, I think, underneath. Personally, I think underneath is a little bit harder. But, I mean, if that's what you're used to, it's what you're used to. Has to take a couple retries here.
He's trying to thread the needle there.
Yeah. Well, we get to see Bobakanoosh work his magic on Melting Pot here again. Oh, so close.
It juked him at the last possible moment.
True. Pheonifire getting kind of bullied by Opera right now. This is no fun. You never want to see Tower, or you never want to see Opera bully somebody like this. I'm just hoping he can get through. He gets the 25. Does he know his backup? He does know his backup. Okay, this adjustment's definitely a little bit easier. Oh, he gets party balled. Both of these players getting absolutely bullied by these stages right now. Melting Pot and Opera are on a kill streak.
These guys have no more lunch money left. It's all gone.
Pheonifire moving on, full steam ahead. He is okay. And Bobakanoosh as well,
there we
moving
go.
on. Perfect. Onward and upward into the rest of World 6 for Pheonifire and the rest of World 5 for Bobakanoosh.
I don't believe I've seen, like, as a safety strat, the pause on Bad Shuffle. Because, like, it definitely is, like, not necessarily an easy strat to go for the perfect boost that you need in order to clip onto Bad Shuffle right away.
Mm-hmm.
But usually you'll see players just throw themselves at it until they get it. So speaks to Bobakanoosh's patience here.
Oh, Bobakanoosh pressing the play or the pause button a little bit too late there after the fast forward button definitely can be a little tricky.
From what I've seen, he hasn't been, or at least last run, he didn't use any of the fast forwards, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, he chooses to just do the play button, pause button there. Definitely a lot safer.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, weird collision on Narrow Peaks there from Pheonifire. You got the weird one where you hit the edge and it sends you off to the left instead of straight forward. Didn't quite react to it in time. It's definitely a weird one. You don't expect to have to react to it, but cleans it up second try. He's moving on.
I wonder if that's a case of, like, bouncing off of the inward triangle collision that sometimes seems to rear its ugly head on runs.
Yeah, I would imagine that's kind of what it has to be, right? What else would it be that sends you at such a wonky angle?
Mm-hmm. There are certain strats that lead to that more often.
Yeah, so Pheonifire definitely getting a little bit bullied by World 6, but speaking from experience, the best thing you can do after getting bullied by World 6 is destroy World 7, because beating World 7 and like having a really good World 7 feels so much better than a bad World 6 could ever feel bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like the best rebound imaginable.
Yes.
Especially now that we know he's capable of first cycle spiral bridge. I feel like my hopes are in the clouds right now.
Yeah. We're just gonna hope that this is just enough to take the pressure off rather than enough to kind of throw off the mental game.
Exactly. We do see another exit game, unfortunately, though, from Pheonifire after folders. He is just kind of plagued by those today, and I feel like it's probably just turning errors, but it's definitely something he should try and work out going forward, especially, you know, as we get deeper into this tournament. That's going to be crucial, not having those kind of gaffes.
Another good clip on Spiral Bridge.
Yeah, the movement's a little too far outside. I don't think he's got it. Yeah, he didn't quite have the good inside movement all the way up the bridge. It was a good looking clip, but unfortunately couldn't get all the way up. But that is okay. That is unrealistic to expect a 33 PB player to be able to do that twice in a row.
Yeah. Well, Glock's reaction to it the first time can tell you.
Yeah, I popped off. I was out of it for like the next 3 stages.
You expect to see with 50% odds, much less. Yeah.
All right.
Probably isn't going to make first cycle fluctuation here, but going to escape World 5 all the same.
Yeah, I think he's on way better pace than he was last run. Pheonifire, unfortunately, you know, not quite on the pace he was last run because he was on PB pace last run, so kind of unrealistic to expect, but definitely a solid showing from Bobakanoosh on this second race. You can tell that he, you know, learned a lot and he's adapting a lot in between races, which is super crucial.
Yes, always cool to see, especially for a relatively new runner. Or, I don't even know if the relatively new.
Yeah, I think brand new is probably.
Yeah.
Oh, just barely misses the first cycle in combination. He was able to get that last run. Let's see if he's able to get it again here. Choosing a nice safe lineup where he just goes all the way down this diagonal here. And he's got a second try. That was clean. Pheonifire using sieve frames, and he gets them nice and clean. Nice.
A very fast strat that's fallen out of favor with a few of the top players recently.
Yeah, it's been phased out. A lot of the top players are doing, you know, the sieve hit now that just gets the same IGT with no pausing, but it's absurdly difficult. So definitely at a super top level, a lot of the players aren't going for sieve frames anymore, but it's good to still see them from a lot of the high level and top level players still. It's one of those stages where it's just kind of dealer's choice.
How good do you feel your pausing is compared to your movement?
Exactly. Nails the low manip. That's always good to see. I don't think Pheonifire's, other than that World 5 one we saw last run, I think he's hit every other low manip, which is really solid. We're going for a
That
really...
portion of his menuing hasn't been too unfortunate. But...
Yeah. Okay, Bob making his way down Opera here, playing it nice and safe, going down the stairs. Taking
Did
nice and
take a
close.
fall on the stairs the first time through.
Oh, no! Oh, that's the worst. That's the one thing you don't want to see on Opera. Super
Those
clean bracelets from
stairs
Pheonifire.
Are just killer.
Yeah,
Gets a bit of a break on quick turn.
yeah, take a sip of water. The classic.
Of course, yeah. Especially in a race, I don't think anyone should be going for boosted quick turn.
Opera is taking... Seriously, Opera definitely has the most kills this run so far.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
both
trying for the
runners.
fall and he doesn't get it. Oh, he tried for the falling strat skip.
Yeah, if you're gonna be falling through that, you have to be starting off way back on that last platform, unless
Yeah.
your boosting is insane.
Yeah, you really got to charge your abilities. Pheonifire going for double spiral skip, which he did not go for last run. He misses it twice. Is he going to bail out or is he going to stick? It looks like he's sticking with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not on PB base, you might as well show off a little bit.
Right? Oh, that setup looks really good. Oh, too much, yeah. Put himself a little
Didn't
too
pull
far,
back
and he
quite
didn't
enough.
slow down quite early enough. He definitely had a workable setup there, but you got to know when to slow down. Otherwise, you're just going to get sent a little too far. And this setup also looks workable. Oh, it takes a bad bounce.
Bobakanoosh saved a very sketchy opera. The speed at which he was descending that last set of stairs was kind of absurd, and then he just reeled it back in, composed himself, and ended up finishing.
Oh, that was a really good save on Brandish. He barely missed the first cycle and then backed up quickly, knowing the second cycle would be going a little further out. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
And
Presence of mind.
Pheonifire, perhaps wisely, realizing that Double Spiral is having none of it today, deciding to back out and go for slow cycle.
With that, he escapes World 7.
Indeed, indeed. Bobakanoosh making his way along the wire, nice and safe, gets out of tiers. He's moving into cliffs.
Probably going to see this air-boosted outside cliff strat again.
Yep, looks that way.
Nicely
Getting to the
done.
last platform, he just has to line it up. And he's got it again. Nice. Yeah, relative consistency with that strat. It's nice and safe, and it definitely saves quite a bit of time over doing the stage normally.
Yeah, very cool. See that out of a pretty new run.
Yeah. Backing up on Narrow Peaks.
Yep, he went for this last time. This boosted narrow peaks.
Oh, gets the bad collision. Dude, that edge collision is just killing it today. Oh, Pheonifire going for a really hard movement strat on momentum, and he gets it first try. That was beautiful. That was a really awesome momentum. He went for that last run and just barely missed it because he did his up left a little bit too early, but that time it was just perfect.
Exactly what you want to see. Is he going to get first try Entangled Path?
Setup looks good. Nice, he's got
Yeah!
it. Snuck right into the corner.
Hey.
Wow, so he got first try Pistons. Granted, he did slower cycle on Pistons, but still didn't mess up Pistons, didn't mess up Soft Cream, and then nailed two back-to-back difficult movement strats on Momentum and Entangled. This World 8 is already really good. And we'll see if he can get the one pause Vortex he was going for last run. Gets it in one pause. Pauses directly to the 95 that you're looking for. Wait, what happened? What? Oh, he did it again, though! Back-to-back gets it in one pause. Does he get the boosting right? Oh, barely misses the boost.
Switch Inferno gave Bobakanoosh some trouble last run, but it looks like he got it first try this time. So
That's good. That's awesome.
good stuff to him.
Making his way downtown on folders here. Already moving into World 7. Definitely, I think, cleaning it up between this run and the last. In many ways.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Vortex gave Pheonifire some trouble there because he was on his way to having a really nice World 8. Oh, Trampoline's bullying him as well.
Yeah, I don't know if Bobakanoosh has stream on, but Darude is right. If This is probably a run worth finishing out here, even if the comeback isn't possible. Because if your PB is just under an hour, then this is solid material for another PB.
Yeah. Oh, takes an unfortunate fall at the very end of Spiral Bridge. Oh no. I am gonna mute real quick so I can send a message to him in his chat and say if he wants to finish this run, he should, because we are not on a time crunch at all. So yeah. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Pheonifire, I'm pretty sure on second to last stage, if they load nipped correctly. Yep. Excellent. We'll see if he can nail warp frames again, because that was kind of awesome last time, just bringing it out and nailing it first try. Ooh, doesn't quite get them, but just gonna back it up. Keep it simple. And yeah, movement looks good. For World 8. Ooh, I think Hawk may have accidentally tabbed out of, or tabbed into live split again, because Pheonifire's timer has gotten yoinked. Fix your hotkeys, Glock. Come on now. Is this amateur hour?
I had a hotkey moment. What can I say? I realize, okay? I realize I messed up.
Shaking my SMH.
Yeah.
Come on.
Noob restreamer. This is my second time doing this ever.
Professional. Trying to run a professional event here.
We can just look at Bobakanoosh's timer. It's the same thing. What the heck, guys? Why are you so mean to me? Wait, ready? Watch this. Watch this. This is gonna be awesome. I'm about to save this. I'm about to save the day. Watch this.
All right, we're ready. Let's see what you got, Glock. Pheonifire on world record pace. You know it.
Wow, good save on chip pipes. That was awesome. Look at this.
Awesome.
Look at this. Look at this.
Whoa!
Boom! It's fixed.
This technology
Check that out.
Crazy.
Everything is fine. No mistakes were made at all.
How does he manage it? How does he do it? This is actually probably even more accurate than before, because if you started the timer right when you pressed go on, or when you sent the message for them to go.
Exactly.
Then you were probably ahead. So this is actually more accurate. These are the large brain plays that you get when GlockinMyToyota is your TO.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was flattering. That was flattering. Nailing guillotine frames, moving right along. Pheonifire is. I did tell Bobakanoosh to finish his run regardless.
Sounds good.
I'm just hoping he saw my message. He doesn't have a mic plugged in, obviously, because he follows the rules. Because he's not supposed to have a mic plugged in, so... should be able to see a run finish here from Bobakanoosh, and maybe we'll even see it PB.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
Pheonifire, not with quite as clean of a twin basin, but
oh no,
twin basin nonetheless.
Barely.
That's so painful. Double spiral is incredibly mean. The collision on double spiral, it's hardly smoothed out at all. It's just triangles.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it just by looking at it, along the left side. It is not nice to you at all, and it will never, ever give you the stuff that you need unless you've practiced this setup for hours.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole bunch of flat surfaces.
Yes.
All right, so we got Pheonifire cruising into World 10 here. Hopefully he can put on as much of a clinic as he did last run. Last run, his World 10 was almost perfect aside from Gimmick going wrong, but it was really solid aside from that, so it'll be interesting to see if he can clean up Gimmick and then match everything else, basically.
Bobakanoosh's hierarchy setup here is kind of awesome. I love this.
Yeah.
Just slamming himself straight into the top rung, and it lets him fall down at kind of a nice angle. I sort of adore that.
Oh, we almost saved that by going outside. That would have been crazy. All right, we see Pheonifire going for the Gimmick frames here. They did give him some trouble last run, so hopefully he can clean it up. Gets the 78. It's the 11. Now he does a safety frame here, I believe, for the adjustment, but he's got it. Nice. First try gimmick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Baba making his way out of hierarchy. Somebody in chat asked, what is Baba's PB? It is a 57-57. That is Bobakanoosh's PB.
Okay.
And I did tell him he should finish his run regardless of if Pheonifire finishes. But we're looking good right now.
Yeah.
We'll see if Pheonifire goes for the swag 55 disorder that he went for last run. He's going for it. And he nailed it. Nice.
Very
That's a
nice.
difficult movement trick right there.
Bobakanoosh with the solid 8 bracelets movement into quick break on quick turn.
Ooh, Pheonifire messing up the adjustment on 3D Maze at the very end. Definitely something that you need to practice a little bit, taking that little 1-2 bounce. We'll see it here. Oh, never mind. He messes up the adjustment at the beginning this time. Both halves of 3D Maze giving Pheonifire some trouble here. Okay, he's got the first part, and then bounce, bounce. Yeah, exactly. That's what you're looking for, is like a really defined 2 bounces at the end.
Yeah, that adjustment, I guess, is not as free as I thought. I guess I just assumed by looking at it that it was just like hold up basically until the end, but
It's you have to switch
little more
from
nuance here than
you have to
might be, yeah.
switch from up to upright just before you hit the ground at the beginning, and then after you get over the wall, you switch to up left and do 2 big bounces off the walls. It's definitely not like super difficult, but there is some nuance to it. It's not free.
understood.
Oh, Bobakanoosh busting out the fast forward button on soft cream. What a beast! He gets a first try.
He'll
That was
make
awesome.
it too, yeah.
That was awesome.
Let's go. This is an interesting labyrinth backup.
Yeah, but he gets it.
Alright, cool. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that was really neat. That was really neat.
Experience and knowledge of the game coming out right here.
Oh, waiting at the beginning of momentum, very smart. So it gets the nice, comfy cycle here. Going outside. Oh, just barely not enough upright on that last transition. Hopefully you can clean it up on the second try here.
Did you try to knock on wood to help him out? Or maybe he got his door knocked on. Well, anyway. Going for... looks not a paused revolution. Wasn't sure, given the waiting at the beginning. Either way, this revolution strat is not free. Off the top corner, and a good adjustment. His alignment looked like it was gonna bring him up short, but good awareness, making sure to align himself correctly by the end. Right. Bobakanoosh doing the pretty standard entangled path strat. Got the play button pressed, and now he's going to wait for it all to line up.
He is lining up. Pardon my my brief interruption there. Sorry, I'm back. I'm here. Bobakanoosh nailing Entangled Path. That was nice. You don't see the casual blue goal Entangled Path very often, but it is a little bit harder than it looks. We see Pheonifire trying to close it out here. And he does create a buy. That is...
Yeah. Absolutely. Averaging out his previous 2 runs, that's not at all a bad race showing for
no.
someone sitting at a 33.
No, not by any means. Oh, it looks like Bobakanoosh maybe didn't see my message. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to finish his run. I told him he should finish his run. Maybe maybe he doesn't want to.
If he doesn't want to, that's fair.
Yeah, it looks like Bobakanoosh probably not looking to finish here. But congratulations again to Pheonifire. Great showing. Spiral Bridge first cycle on the first run was just insane.
Yeah.
But Thank you all for being here. Eso, thank you again very much.
Of course.
And I'll be back soon.